Return to our top story now and the shocking discovery of 39 bodies in the back of a lorry in Essex. Joining me now is Harjap Singh Bhangal, an immigration lawyer. Very good evening to you.
Good evening.
A shocking incident, no doubt. Sadly, no surprise that people want to try to get into the UK. But what is behind this? What is the driving force? What is the level of sophistication that brings people here?
There are quite a few factors. One is that the people who traffic these people, they sell the migrants a dream. Going to the UK, it's a promised country. You know, you'll be safe. It's got the best human rights record in the world, which you probably do have. And hence migrants are lured in. The other thing is many have friends, relatives here, and you have communities here that they feel they can settle into, they can integrate into, that can support them, as opposed to going to somewhere where they know no one. So that's the sort of draw. But the other aspect is some of them don't even know where they're going to be trafficked to. So they're dispersed in gangs, kept in 40 up to 40 at a time, trafficked mainly through Moscow first, and then over the Slovak Republic border, and then through jungles, in lorries, in containers, clandestine, not allowed out. Sometimes the first time they see daylight is actually when they hit Dover or they're pulled over by the side of a motorway. So there's a lot of factors. I think there's a big myth about people choose where they want to come to, but it's not like a menu. They don't choose where they want to. Once you're in the control of these gangs, the gangs will dictate whether you live or not, where you're going to end up or not, where you're going to settle, and how much you're going to pay. And often these journeys end in death, and we don't usually hear about it.
So you're an immigration lawyer representing migrants who maybe have overstayed. Those people perhaps have walked through an airport and just stayed beyond their visa. These people who are in the back of containers, where have they come from? What level of desperation drives them to pay the traffickers or try to get into lorries themselves, possibly, as we've seen in places like Calais?
Usually war-torn countries, so we're looking at Syria, Iraq, Iran, Somalia, countries where there's extreme poverty, so a lot of countries from Southeast Asia, Africa, sometimes even South America, depending on which route they've taken. The desperation is they just want to get away and have a better life. A lot of them are economic migrants, but many of them are fleeing war and, fleeing deprivation, basically, and just want a better life for their kids and their family. They want to start over. They're seeing all this stuff on social media and they think, well, why can't we have a life like this? Why are we living in poverty?
The suggestion at the start of the day was this lorry had come from Bulgaria. It seems the cab part is registered to Bulgaria. Now the focus is on the container itself, which was put onto the lorry itself when it got to the UK. Where might that container have come from? How did those people possibly get into a container of that size? The piecing of that by the police is absolutely crucial, isn't it? Try and start to track down maybe the gangs who are involved in this.
The gangs are so sophisticated. We've got to remember that there's more money made in people trafficking than there is in drug trafficking. It's
in the UK or across Europe?
Across the world. So it's a criminal activity which generates over $7 billion a year. So these gangs, they control pretty much what goes on. And the guys who run it, the people who run it, they're sitting far away. They're not even within reach of the law. So they're running it, trafficking people, 40, 50 people in groups at a time. And they've got various groups going across. So it's very hard to keep up with these people. Containers are swapped, people are moved in and out, various lorries are used. Border officials, unfortunately, are bribed. There is no way that you can get a lorry from Moscow all the way over to Holland or Zeebrugge without being stopped at some point, especially with today's technology where you have thermal imaging, where you can detect body heat. I've even seen a machine a few years ago, it's like a rod, it detects breath. So they just put it in the vehicle, anyone's breathing, it will pick it up. Now, with these strict controls, if people are still getting through, then it shows it's highly organised. And unfortunately, no one's ever caught. We hear about drug traffickers being caught every week and being sentenced to 10, 20 years. When was the last time you had gangs of migrant traffickers being caught and sentenced to 20, 30 years? There's no deterrent, and these people are getting away scot-free with it.
Well, Nigel Farage on his radio show this evening said that if these migrants aren't sent back, then they'll keep coming. But you're suggesting don't target the migrants, target the people who are organising this. So how successful have police operations been in the past? And you're clearly saying not very.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as drugs. If you can lock up the drug abusers, if you lock up drug abusers, then that's not going to finish the business off. You've got to catch the people who are profiting from it, and they're the people that need to be caught. And for the past 30 odd years, we haven't caught them, despite the fact they're using the same ports, Zeebrugge and Calais. They're landing at the same areas, Dover, Kent. How many landings at Kent have we seen? So where is the intelligence? Where is the people getting these people? And surely they must know now who's trafficking and who isn't. But none of these people are being arrested. So they've really got to crack down on it. And there's a lack really of information and a lack of willingness to attack the criminals in this business. And they really need to be hammered down. If you really need to sentence these people to 30, 40 years and catch them first.
And very quickly, no protection that this is an island we're talking about. I mean, you're talking about the ease of trafficking from Moscow right to Belgium or Holland. Any protection for the UK?
We like to think that we're Fortress Britain and, that we're an island, we're secure. Far from it. The people traffickers don't think so, and the drug traffickers don't think so. They find it very easy to circumnavigate our security and to get through. And of course, they have the one thing which a lot of people don't have. They have a lot of money. They have £5 billion a year to play with and to use, and it's 2 steps ahead of the game. So until we counteract that with money and investment into that and counter security measures, we're not going to catch these people.
Harjap Singh Bhangal, thank you very much indeed for your time. Thank you.